Benedicta Attoh. I was born into what I would call extreme poverty. My father was a carpenter. Incidentally, his name was Joseph. So, my father and the father of Jesus, his earthly father, they had something in common. I was fresh from secondary school at 15 years when I was married out to a very rich man who was old enough to be my father. He was 25 years older. This is a subject that a lot of people don't talk about. And when I looked at the theme, changing our stories, I decided to add mine, breaking the silence. So at 15, I became a wife and a mother to two non-biological children that I met with this man. He had promised my father everything in this world, and I didn't have a chance. So I became his wife. And one thing led to the other, as you know, between man and wife. I became pregnant, but I lost the pregnancy at 4 months because of domestic abuse. After that, I became pregnant again in no time and became a mother at 17. I had my son on my 17th birthday. My son is 31 years plus now. And I have 3 other daughters. That marriage, whatever it was, ended when my son was only 4 weeks old. So I became a single mother at 17. I had a son to look after, but I was hungry. I wanted to go to school because I passed my West African examinations living certificate, but there was no money to send me to further education. I was very hungry. So with my son, 4 weeks old, I decided to take a shot at education, higher education. Fortunately, I was admitted into the Polytechnic, Auchi. And as soon as I finished my NCE at the time, I decided to go further to Ahmadu Bello University, where I obtained my degree in education. My mother helped me in the process to look after my son before I eventually got married again. And I have 3 daughters, aged 25, 23 and a half. The last one will be 18 in 2 months. So, thank you very much. So, fast forward. At a point, we relocated from Nigeria to live in Europe. I lived there for over 10 years. And 8 years ago, I decided that I had something to give to Nigeria. And I was in politics in Ireland when I was living there. And I don't know if you can see the slides up there. That is, this lady is the immediate past president of the Republic of Ireland. There's another photograph there with a Caucasian man. Yes, that's the immediate past prime minister of Ireland. There are photographs there with the deputy governor of Edo State, and there are so many, I just picked a few. Why am I sharing these photographs? I decided to share these photographs because these are people I have met on my political journey. I decided to share these photographs because from a nobody, I am sharing platforms with world leaders. From being a nobody, from being a carpenter's daughter. Most people are not proud to say who their parents are or were. But I can tell you that what the Bible says about never disrespect small beginnings is true in my own case. Here I am. I have a master's degree. Hopefully I'll have a PhD one day. From a nobody. My father was not a politician. My mother was not. Nothing qualifies me to stand on this platform to address you. Nothing, not by name, not by birth, not by marriage, not by anything. There are 3 things or 4 that I think are very, very important in our journeys or in our journey of life. In my own case, I decided to come into politics because I believe that politics is one platform that you can use to serve so many people at the same time. It's a platform. I've looked at Nigeria, I've looked at Africa, I've looked at the world, and the story is the same, especially in the marginalization of women, in the marginalization of the girl child. I had brothers who were not forced into an early marriage because they were boys. But because I was a girl, I was a soft target to bring money to the family. I do not hold any grudge. I did at that time. But I was a favorite child in the family, and my father didn't want me to suffer. So he felt that marrying me out to a wealthy man would give me a good life. Thankfully, I made up with him before he passed on. So, I'm sharing this story because I want you to relate to what I'm saying. I'm here with you in flesh and blood. Poverty is never an excuse to go the wrong way. At a time, prostitution was very, very attractive to me. It seemed to be the only way. But I was determined. I was focused. I wanted an education. And I can tell you that the quickest way to breaking the cycle of poverty is to be educated. When I was living in Ireland, the Prime Minister of Ireland at that time was asked how Ireland, a small country that does not produce any major thing, how they became so successful. The Prime Minister of Ireland gave 3 answers. He said Ireland became a very successful country because of these 3 things: education, education, and education. So for me, education is the quickest way to breaking the cycle of poverty. You have to be determined. You have to work at what you have. Everyone has a talent. The political journey has not been smooth for me. It's been rough. I've been termed, from a minority people cannot rule and things like that. But it does not follow. Once you keep at it, what you cannot afford to do is to give up. You just cannot give up. We need young people like you. We need you to take this step. Nigeria today is yearning for good leadership, and we have them in this room. The young people who put this international platform together, they are leaders. Most of you in the room here are leaders. You just need to identify what it is you have a passion to do and follow it. Like I said, in my own case, I believe politics is one platform that we can use to bring back the glory of this country, to bring back the glory of Africa. Africa is where it is happening. Are you not wondering why somebody will leave Europe and come and live in Nigeria? Not just in Nigeria, but in my village, in my local government, where I am now serving as the vice chairman. of the local government. It's a very rural community in Esako East. It's an agrarian society, farmers, fishermen, and all that. There is no cinema there. So when I'm even bored and I want something, to ginger me a little bit, I can't, there's no place to go apart from going to maybe a beer parlor and things like that. Yeah. But that is where I am serving. It gives me joy that I'm bringing a different kind of service to Nigerians, to my local community. There's nothing that beats that. I am happy that one life at a time, I am impacting. So, if I want you to take anything from this, my presentation, is to look inwards. Identify what it is you want to do. We need a new generation of leaders in our country. We don't have any other one. All those countries in Europe and America and all those places were built by those people. Nigeria will be built by Nigerians. I believe in the Nigerian dream. I am not just saying it because I want to say it. I'm saying it because I want you to learn from my personal story, from my journey. I want to leave you with this quote I put together. For most young girls, the experience of a forced marriage is one of domestic violence, pain, frustration, anger, resentment, and even death. For some, the wounds never heal. For others, the scars never fade. But for all survivors, the memories never die. I put that together. I choose to be a survivor. I am not a victim. Thank you very much for listening.